Hey, I'm Brian Pollack. I'm an engineering student at Case Western, and I'm here with Bob Sopko, who's overseeing the Case CES booth.
4 years ago, we had this crazy idea to bring kids, students, to Vegas. Well, we didn't bring them to Vegas, we met them in Vegas. We had 2 booths, 3, 4 in the booth, real crowded. It was very successful. Next year we had 6, then 10, and then 10 again. So we now bring 10 different booths, student booths, and alumni booths here. We help them get in the booth, we turn the keys over to them, they run the business, they own the business, they meet with people, look for investors, customers, market validation, have fun, and this year we have the City of Cleveland and the Cavs NBA trophy.
So what is LaunchNet?
What is LaunchNet? Well, we have ThinkBox, 50,000 square foot makerspace. ThinkBox makes. That's fun, have fun, that's great. Do you want to make a business out of that? LaunchNet sells. We can help you with your business concept. Does somebody want to buy it? What will you price it at? And how can we get funded? So ThinkBox makes, LaunchNet sells. So we're from Case Western Reserve University, Championship City, Cleveland, where we do think and do beyond the possible.
Tell me about yourself and kind of what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm Mark Lukowski. I'm the founder, one of the co-founders of Blueboard. Blueboard is a wire-free, zero-power, all-weather display. We created this technology out of an e-paper called Caloristatic liquid crystal displays. And this display can be seen throughout Cleveland and Northeast Ohio.
So how did you come up with the idea for this?
So this technology evolved from another class of technologies that me and some of my partners have been working with while we were at Case Western back in 2008 and 2012. And that technology concentration was on the e-paper technology that's built out today.
What's it like being, first a college student and then now a young professional working on a startup company?
For startups and working on your own technology or your own product, if you really have the bug, you can't get rid of it. So in some ways, it's relieving to go from a university setting to jumping into a company. In other ways, it's nice to have the structure. So there was some transition.
So how did you get started making things?
Yeah, I come from a background of engineers, and in high school I was in robotics for 4 years. I probably spent more time in robotics than in school. If you really love building things, you can't really get rid of it.
So tell us about yourself and what it is that your company does.
Hi, so I'm Connor Colombo. I am a current freshman studying mechanical engineering and computer science at Case Western Reserve University. I am the founder and CEO, as well as lead engineer for OTS Co., who's debuting our flagship product, the OTM Maker Machine here at CES.
What is it that your product does?
So our product is kind of like a factory in a box. We've taken all the tools you find in traditional makerspace and we put them in these removable heads. So all you do is you unplug and you unclip, and this is a 3D printing head. At launch, we will also have a milling head for cutting soft woods and plastics, as well as a paste extrusion head for extruding paste like chocolate, dough, or even ceramic clay for making heat-resistant models.
Oh, that's really cool.
The coolest part about this design is that we have redesigned it from the ground up instead of shrinking industrial machines like our competitors do. And we're able to have best-in-class build volume, best-in-class print speed for a best-in-class price of $150. So we're looking to make it basically as accessible both in price and ease of use as possible for people to get into making.
And how did you decide that you wanted to be an engineer?
So when I was a kid, I worked a lot with duct tape and like aluminum foil. So Legos I felt kind of restrictive in a way. So I I made like balls or swords and whatnot out of duct tape. And because I didn't have access to, I didn't have a lot of our tools, no one else in my family makes. So that was kind of all I did. And I found out on YouTube, just by chance, that 3D printers were a thing. And I saw suddenly, I don't need to learn all these various tools. I need to learn one machine, and I can start making tons of things, because I had a background in software before that. And so I did. I got involved and slowly started building, and then ended up here.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So tell me about yourself and what your company does.
Okay, cool. So this is Crystal E CES show, and my name is Chen Liang from Department of ECS at Case Western Reserve University. What our company do is a wireless temperature sensor node with no battery. It is self-powering itself by utilizing the vibration energy in the environment. Why we want to do this is because for conventional building in the United States, they use up to 40% of US energy per year. So we want to build a smart energy power management system by utilizing our sensor to do a real-time temperature monitoring.
That's really cool. How did you come up with that idea?
Basically, this is a United States DOE project, and we have already finished this project, and we step forward to look forward for a opportunity for a startup. Yeah.
So tell me about yourself and what your company does.
Sure. My name is Alex Lee. I'm an electrical engineer, and I'm a co-founder of a company called Aeroscope. What Aeroscope does is we make a wireless oscilloscope program. So an oscilloscope is a crucial tool for electrical engineers to allow you to basically visualize electricity, how currents are flowing in a circuit. So a great analogy is with a mechanical design, you might have a gear that you see is slipping or a hole that's drilled in the wrong place. But with electronics, you can't see electricity. So how do you know if you open up your iPhone, you look at the circuit board, is it working or is it not working? You need some tool to see that. That's what oscilloscopes are used for. So this product was born out of a need that I had, where I had a robot that looked fine when I would diagnose it on the bench. All the voltages looked great, but when it was in operation, driving around, it would have intermittent problems. So I came up with this idea to have a small oscilloscope that I could put inside of the robot to see these problems when the robot's in operation.
How did you get into engineering? Kind of, why did you know that you wanted to be an engineer?
I always liked building stuff. I had a very strong interest in audio electronics, and that's kind of what pushed me to want to study electrical engineering. I ended up going a different way in the end, but that was kind of the initial spark.
Where can I learn more information?
You can go to our website. It's www.aeroscope.io. It's AEROSCOPE.io.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So tell us about what it is that you do.
I'm the CEO of Boxcast, and we make live streaming easy for organizations.
And how do you do that?
Well, we do that a number of ways, but the simplest way is that these organizations have events where there's cameras rolling. Well, they just plug that camera into this little box, and now that video can be seen on their website or on Facebook or anywhere they want it instantly.
And what made you come up with this idea?
You know, you're not going to believe this, but believe it or not, a funeral home came to us saying, hey, just like there's streaming weddings in Vegas, we want to stream our funeral services.
Really?
I'm like, no way. Are you sure that people are going to want to see this? It's like, no, you don't understand. It's a very meaningful event, and it helps people through the grieving process. It helps bring families together.
Yes. And so are you providing a cheaper way of doing it or an easier way of streaming? Or
you know what? It's not just cheaper and easier. It's also a lot more reliable. And brands really care about a really high quality feed going out, and that's where we really shine.
And what was it like coming up with this idea, especially since your founders were young and at university at the time? Kind of, what's the dynamic? How does that work?
Well, you know what? I have a lot to thank Case for, because that's where I met my founders. And it was just after I finished school that we went to work for a few different companies, but we all came back together to start Boxcast not too long after school.
So how did you get into engineering?
I actually knew I wanted to be an engineer in 9th grade when my dad had a computer at home, and I loved the word problems in school. I was one of those kids that really didn't like the other problems in math, but I liked the word problems because they applied to reality. That's what engineers do. They take math, they take logic, and they apply it to reality. So I knew that's what I wanted to do when I was pretty young with computers.
Well, thank you.
And if you could just kind of talk about this podcast, do your little mini, where can we find more information? Where can
Oh, sure.
So where can I find more information?
You can find more information about Boxcast at boxcast.com. Just like it sounds, BOXCAST.com.
Thank you very much. Hi, so tell me about yourself and about what you're doing.
Yeah, so my name's Roy. I'm a 2016 Case alum. So after graduating, I decided to work on this, and here we are presenting at CES.
All right, and what is your product? What do you do?
All right, well, this is a new payment service. Our main goal is to have you check out as fast as possible while possibly making some money while you're doing it, and also to reduce expenses for merchants and up their revenue. So how we do that is with our prepaid debit card that we issue. You can check your balance just by tapping it on the payment terminal. It'll show your balance right there. This thing can also process 3-second encrypted payments and refills as well. And additionally, these cards are anonymous, meaning that if we get hacked or breached, your identity is not at risk.
And so are you a bank? Do you hold people's money for them?
Yes, we do. We encrypt your account balance, put it right on the card, so you're literally holding your money.
Okay.
So that you can use it with our terminal whenever you see it.
Oh, interesting. And so tell me about kind of how you had the idea and kind of how you got to where you are now.
Right. So this kind of started this past summer, last summer, when I first got my first chip card, and I used it for the first time.
Yeah, they're really annoying.
That was the genesis for that. Also, fast payments, secure payments, that's something that my partner and I have been interested in for a while now as well. So trying that chip card was the last straw.
Yes. Sounds good. Well, thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. So tell me about yourself and what you're doing.
So my name is Matt Rhoda. I am a student at Penn State University, and myself, along with two of my high school friends, we've created a device that can test for concussion in only about 30 seconds.
That's really cool. So how do you do that?
So what we do is we combine a series of different cognitive tasks, all of which are heavily correlated to concussions, and we combine them into one test that's almost like a game, and very fun for the athletes to do.
And how did you come up with that idea?
So there's actually a bit of a backstory. When I was a junior in high school, I received a pretty severe concussion that kept me out of school for almost a month. So then, fast forward, about half a year, I'm sitting in a class. It's a computer science class with two of my friends, and the teacher's out that day. So the gym teacher's our substitute. Well, he knew my history with concussions and starts talking to me about the different tests that are out there and how flawed they are. And that there's this new technology that's really known in the research world, but it's inaccessible for anyone that doesn't have a $20,000 budget. So myself and my two friends, we looked at each other and said, well, we can build that. And that was about 2.5 years ago, and since we've been able to do just that.
That's really interesting. So what's it like being a college student working on a startup company?
So it's definitely tough, but at the same time very rewarding. I'm happy to have found something I'm very passionate and very excited to be a part of, and be able to partake with that, and really, it's manage my time well in terms of being able to put a lot towards that and make sure that this device progresses as much as possible, but at the same time, make sure my grades don't suffer as well, because those are important too.
Absolutely.
So the way this test works is that it's sort of a red light, green light, where if you see a green light appear, you touch it as fast as you can, but then you ignore the red lights. So it's just like that, except it would be across the entire board rather than just one panel. We have it in a demo mode right now.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure.